video ended up being longer than what I thought. We'll get right to the subject matter at hand. It was a Pro Chucker 5. I'm just use the word PC. PC meaning Pro Chucker. It was a PC 5. I bought it for $400. I saw the reviews online, and even though I saw the reviews about the primer system, I knew, just like with my Hornady, that the primer is always a temporary problem. Once they analyze the problem, they can easily fix primer problems. Sooner or later, they're going to fix it. And I got to confess again that I bought this almost 2.5 to 3 years after it was released. So I have the benefit, because I never buy anything when it comes out. I do wait. I saw it. I was amazed by it. I was interested in it. But at the time, my Hornady was doing just fine. It was a new machine. Like I said, I always wait to buy any technology, mechanical or electrical, until a year or so, maybe 2 years into the life of that product. Because, you know, you never know. 1 year might come out and then the company goes under the next year. Or, you know, as always happens, the first year is always the teething years, the pain years, as the engineers work out some of the problems based on all the reports from the different customers who have purchased and used the product. Anyway, so I had the benefit of that. So I didn't live through the pain years of those reviews I saw. Those reviews I was looking at were like from 2015 when the press first came out. So I really never pay attention too much to those reviews anyway, because those are the first time buyers, and basically they are the beta testers. So they can view the beta. They can view the beta. They can view their reviews, their view from a beta tester. You know, I mean, you don't listen to that. And then it was 2016. They still had, you know, I heard about the primer breaking, primer sliders breaking. But like I said, I had the benefit of owning the Hornady, and I've been through a few teething pains, but Hornady locked that down and got that all straightened out. Especially that primer slider thing. That always easy fix. I always knew they could come up with all kinds of ways to fix that. But what bothered me more than that was the indexer piece, this little thin piece of metal. When I first looked at it and first used it, I didn't understand the system. I didn't understand the this eject spring. Well, not that I didn't understand it, it was just not explained properly. And that's the manufacturer's fault on how to truly set this up so it always works. This always works. This never jams up anymore. Always works. Like I said, by me lifting the eject spring and putting it right behind the loaded cartridge, and having to touch the back of it while you hook it and while you tie it down, screw it down. It works every time now. Anyway, with this system, jam ups can be a problem. You cannot jam something up and then keep hitting it like you can do with this Hornady. If you jam, when rounds get jammed in that Hornady, because the Hornady does not have an eject spring, it has a little nub that ejects it. The nub is embedded into the shell plate holder, and it hits the little nub, and nub knocks the round out. It doesn't always work, but you can jam that up and hit it again, and then when you hit it the second time with the old handle, it works then. You can't do a system like this. You can't do this that way. When you get a jam up with this system, you must stop immediately. When this plate is coming down, you feel those hitting something. If it don't actuate, let me show you. I can demonstrate it. Matter of fact, I wanted this to be quicker, but I got some few demonstrations I want to show. I'm gonna actuate it a little bit. If you mess with this and you throw it off just a little bit, it'll come down and land right on that index arm. Boom, just like that. See, now it's resting on the index arm. That's a little thin piece of metal. When that happens, you got to feel that, and you got to stop, and you got to raise that ram. That's the most important thing about this press. Raising that ram. Whenever you're dealing with this shell plate or the shell plate holder, you got to have that ram raised, or you will likely break that index arm. And then once you raise the ram, you do it with your fingers. I'm holding this camera at the same time trying this. Stick your finger in there. You make sure it indexes correctly. There it is. And then you slowly bring it back down. And you don't push no pressure. You see what I'm doing? You let the system index itself. Now it's straight. Now from that point on, you roll it. See? Boom. See? But if you know you short stroke this thing, or you screwed up the indexing of this thing halfway through, do not go putting pressure on this thing and slamming it down like I'm doing now. So I know it's going to index now, because every time it does that, because of that indexer pin, that's what I'm calling it, that sticks to the plate. I know once this sticks to this plate, it is at the exact point where this index arm will not have any problems with it. It comes up, see that little bar there, and you come back down, and it sticks to that plate. Bam, there it is, sticking through. You know that index arm having, when you go back up again, if you're going back up full, you know, you're not messing with your hand, you go half stroke. So you can always catch, I can go just a little, I can go like this. See? As long as I don't do anything to this thing with my hand, or I don't get jammed up with a round or a shell in the die, don't jam up. If that happens, you get a jam up where, for some reason, it hits the side of this die. When you pull in this lever back, this handle back, and it hits that die before it goes all the way in, and then you work it again and it goes in, don't bring it back straight down. In that case, bring it slowly down and let it index itself. Because what happens is, if you do this and you short stroke this thing, and like I just showed you, if it's off, it's going to hit the top of that little indexer, arm, and then if you put too much pressure on it, you're going to bend it. And once you bend that thing, you can forget it. You can try to bend it back, and that'll last for a little bit, but eventually that's going to break on you. So whenever you're dealing with this shell plate or shell plate holder, always make sure this thing is indexed and the ram is at the top. Raise the ram, or make sure the ram is not it's not touching or being accessed by this index arm. You know what you use for that. Use the pin that came with it. The pin, your little ram pin that locked the ram down during shipment. This thing right here is what you use. It goes here, and it's a little nub here, in here, and it holds it up while you work on it. It keeps it out of indexing reach of that little thin index arm. And you never slam this. Another thing with this press, you never slam it down. You don't slam it down. You smoothly bring it down. Not slow, but smoothly. You don't let it go either. Never let this ram slam down from the top. Don't do that. That's a big no-no.